Grand Rising. Crazy's up in here. I almost didn't make it again, my dears, because guess what? It's Sunday again. We are evolving our spiritual practices. And I, no different than you, am here evolving my spiritual practice too by showing up. That's what's up. So I just want to thank Spirit for waking my ass up this morning and reminding me that class is in our session. So give me a moment. I'm late again. Okay? So this is a short little mini behind the scenes share, because while I was preparing to continue some more, something has transpired in between, right? I'm not gonna get into the details of my privacy, but I am right now experiencing, and I want to share it because sharing is caring, a extreme an extreme immense gratitude. Taking that all in. Gratitude doesn't have to be some big production. The Spirit knows when gratitude's felt for real. Can't fake that shit. People do. They'll be quick to, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Complain. Be upset. Be disappointed in life. Show no motherfucking gratitude with their actions, just their words. And I guess that is what we're gonna, because, you know, I'm not your traditional teacher, student. I do things my own motherfucking way. I don't give a fudge what anybody got to say. Although I have, in the past, cared, which has brought me to challenge myself to rise above my own oppression, suppression, insecurities, lack there of self-worth, right? I have chosen to shift my mind, my body, my heart, my soul. That shit don't come with a script. So, real as ever. And that's what you're gonna get from me. Okay? Well, everybody could go put on a motherfucking masterful production of stuff. I could do the same thing. I do sometimes, you know. Theatrical is me. I have years of theater experience, right? Okay, granted. Years, multi-dimensional years of experience. Okay, not just this lifetime. No. You don't get this cute in one lifetime. Which brings me to the multi-dimensional living too, because we multi-dimensional live constantly. I'm multi-dimensional living right now, right? I think it, therefore I speak it. I feel it, therefore I vibe it. I vibe it in their frequency, yes. Those are multi-dimensional things happening all at once, right? So prior to even, like I said, I'm not a traditionalist. Right? I'm not much of a planner. Because I've learned in life shit, plans blow up in your face. That doesn't mean there's not times that I have to plan things, right? I have been a party planner, an event planner, a coordinator. Oh, I spent years in the fashion industry as a coordinator, buyer, right? Consumer. Hi guys. Grand Rising. I'm gonna look back at this when I'm watching in the thing in the audience, because remember, I'm here. This is the live premiere, although I'm late, dear. I'm that teacher you wait for. Or you just show up late too. And we show up at the same time, on time. Divine right timing. Okay? So I've also want to apologize before I continue, right? Going into my babbling, right? For the last 2 Sundays I haven't done evenings, right? So, which brings me to, oh, okay, download. Moving forward, like if I make it to an evening or not, shit's been going down, right? Right? No more. We're not wasting time. Or are you still wasting time? Ooh, Spirit says, are you wasting your precious, valuable time? Divine right time. What is time? Time is what you create. Time is of the essence, right? So how are you investing in yourself with your time? Wow. Hold up. I'm gonna write this shit down. Look at this beautiful gift. I shared it on my Instagram at Enchantress, E-N-C-H. I can't spell Enchantress. Oh my goodness. E-N-C-H-A-N-T-R-E-S-S, Enchantress. Instagram, that is me, the one and only, the one they hacked a few years ago, and I had like a freaking tantrum, right? I was like, how dare they hack my thing for some freaking trend, because it was for the Suicide Squad, right? And someone needed the account because of the Enchantress fan account to a make-believe character when I'm the real thing. Instagram gave it back to me. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful for that too, because I was crying. I was so mad. But then that's when Hollywood's Gypsy was born. Right? Short-lived Hollywood's Gypsy. Right? But forever iconic, because I am Hollywood's Gypsy. Long, internal, external, private Hollywood story. Hollywood gone mad, right? What did I say that I was gonna write down that I now forgot? I guess I'm gonna have to watch that back and write that down. So this is a side note to me here in the audience. Write that shit down, what you said 2 minutes ago. Write down 2 minutes ago what you said. Okay, great. So whatever, because I already forgot. That's how it moves through me. Anyways, right? So let me just keep that pen. And people on me, right? Bring notes to this class, because there are going to be different things that... Oh, that's what I was going to say. Announcement about the 2 nights, right? The moon is void now. I'm going to speak it superficially, because I don't want to have you like, what the fudge did she just say? Right? So it's easy to get distracted in every kind of way, right? To lose focus of certain kind of things when the moon is void, of course, right? So it's like hidden, right? So, you know, subconscious can come up and like rule, right? Especially if you're not conscientious, cool, right? That's why we're in school, right? We discipling, right? We are evolving our spiritual practices, right? Right? You can have as much knowledge as you want in the motherfucking world, but when you lack the application, what you got? You just got shit to talk about. All the knowledge you got here. Don't get trapped here. Don't get trapped here. Right? That's that 8 of Swords energy. Someone here that might apply to just one, but don't get trapped here. Right? Don't get trapped here. You are more than this. thought, and many of the times the thoughts that come visit you here in your mind, write the shit down if you need to at this time, are not even your motherfucking thoughts, right? So if you let the subconscious play, a lot of entertainers from your lifetime and lifetimes can come intergalactically circuit all parts of your brainwave activity, causing you to feel like it's you. But meanwhile, you just got to look at yourself too, from the position that you are, right? You are a soul having a human experience. So it's easy to feel trapped in your vessel because it's part of our conditioned view of what it is that we are. Because we have been conditioned, whether it has been said or not, to believe only in the things that you see. Yet we are also conditioned. Here goes the, I hear conundrum. What is conundrum? I said it before, but right now when I think about what's the damn definition, I'm like, what is the conundrum? But whatever, whether it applies or not, the spirit talk. Okay, I talk to souls. The humans, I don't have time for them. Seriously, I have wasted so much time on humans that it has drained me. No more. I have mastered discernment between soul and human, although we are humans here, so it seems. Right? Anyways, what was I saying? Give me a second, because the moon is void. The moon is void. And I'm a scatter butterfly brain genius. And not your traditionalist. And so you'll get a lot of genius here. But you got to earn it. And that's why some people can't stay. Because the human got in the way. Right? So activating and operating from our heart center space. Heart chakra activation happens here, because when you participate here, you get to see me be authentic, right? And that is a vibe, that is a feel, that is a frequency vibration that opens, right? It's light code activations that opens for you, right? Right? My presence here opens for you to reach even more. So whatever it is that you are on your journey, we unite in this kind of igniting way that is amazing. Okay? Right? That's how we help one another. Your gifts help me. My gifts help you. Together we rise. What the fudge is your problem at this time? If you cannot ignite that kind of leveling of unite, then you need to go the motherfudge inside and check yourself, mate, and hop off this pretend elevate when you stuck somewhere here. Right? I wake up forgetting it's Sunday. I have no sense of time. Divine right time. Although I operate on time, I have no sense of time, right? Then I'm like, I have no preparation. The Spirit says, you on your elevation, right? You learning too. So hush your puppies, show the fudge up, do your part, and know that shit is gonna be okay. No Spirit. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Then I hit record. And guess who shows up? Enchantress the Babbler, that's me. With so much to say, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh, Spirit. You speak through me? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Sorry, I take care of a lot of things. I take care of a lot of things. I think I have something in my teeth. Alright, sorry about that. That's so funny. What was I gonna say? Right, so oftentimes we get trapped up here, and I can start getting nervous about presentation, but it's from here. The only presentation I need is to show up from here. Because the more stuff sinks in, right, your truth, that shit feels good. So that's what I like about how I operate. I like to get to the roots. The roots. The roots. The roots is on fire. The roots. The roots. The roots. The roots. Back in the day, that little blooper of thing in my teeth, I would not be sharing this. Insecure. Like, no, back in the day, this, I would probably have this on a filter. Back in the day, I'm in my, well, these are not pajamas, but it's still sleeping in the shirt. But whatever the case may be, it's comfy, you know what I mean? Wake up like this. I got a pimple right here. That was the, right? I haven't really been getting acne at all, and this was a highlight for me because I haven't gotten one of these in a long time, and especially that I share with you, you know, my affirmations and the oils and stuff that I use and things like that. This came from, right? Because I get, you know, it's good to understand yourself and your position. So, although I am operating in full alchemy and alignment and not allowing any kind of energies to overwhelm me or get into an anxious kind of feel or, you know, get in that kind of like wheel of crazy, right? I've been good, right? Alchemy. Even if shit comes at me, knock it down, right? I'm sorry, I don't mean to scare you. He popped his head up. I'm sorry. You know, knock that shit out the motherfucking part, like what you thought. We come in here, right, with our swords. Where's my sword? Oh, it's over there. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, my sword. Right? You just decapitate. Right? Everything that wants to come in and try to, what? Sell me an illusion? Give me their pollution? Drop off their shit? Not taking those kind of hits. Right? But we still gotta get shit done. Right? And we gotta, like, stop wasting time with a lot of stuff, right? Even when the mood, I'm already losing what I'm gonna have to say. But either way, what I'm trying to say, on your elevate, on your evolutionize, on your soul's acknowledgement of itself, right? You shred like snake. People look at a snake, the symbology of a snake, and they're like, ooh, serpent, ooh, you know, they think conditioning, and they think, oh, biblical, like the snake in the grass, right? Stomp it, or the imagery of Jesus standing over and, you know, stomping the snake. Fine, you want to live symbolic in that kind of way to see the symbolism of a snake. But as with everything, like yin and yang, black and white, light and dark, or whatever the case may be, whatever those freaking opposites are, like, you know, the polarities of things exist the same way as within you, right? The fucked up you, the good you, the bad you, the great you, the moody you, the happy you, the sad you, the mad you, right? All these compartments of you, just like the snake, right? It's a matter of perception. Thank you, Spirit. Right? So, right. So, me even just waking up and forgetting it's fucking Sunday, and it's like, oh shit, you gotta do this, you gotta show this, because I, you know, I battled it out a little bit too. I was like, I don't have to do today, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, right? Like the last 2 Sunday nights, that truly, I just wasn't able to record. And then by the time I was able to record, which is way after the time, right, to go live, to go live for the evening, I was fucking tired. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna kill myself, right? So these are lessons to myself, because those could be points that I beat myself up, and I'm like, oh, I didn't stick to my evolving my spiritual practice, so whatever the case may be, right? But I've been consistent week to week in the mornings. Even last week I was late, and today, same freaking thing, because I'm recording now at the time I should have just been uploading. But whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter, right? Time is of an illusion, but it is of a creation in an essence that you create for yourself, right? Granted, if you have an appointment, you have a time and a place to be where other parties are involved, right? Like me, right? Like other parties are involved, but this is not like a fixed thing where you're coming to an actual location, right? That I'm taking it away from you, but maybe some people, right? Because I get those neurotics with time, because I've had to meet those sticklers in my life who are neurotic for time. If I'm fucking 2 minutes late, they're fucking having a tip fit, and I'm like, tomorrow I'll be 5 minutes late. And so you calm the fuck down. Calm your tits. Calm your tits. Right? Every job that I've ever had, even when I've had to clock in, I have been I've never had an issue in any place of employment. I've gotten raises, promotions, everything. I have started from here and ended up here, and it's in every company I've ever worked for. That has always been my track record. People have loved to hate me too. When I first come in, I'm a new employee, getting a fucking promotion within the first 3 months of me being at any fucking place. I don't want to hear it. They see my value, they see my work, they see how I was, make me happy. A little bit. Like, you know, in some kind of degree or state of being, because if not, I make moves. That fire side in me, like if I'm not happy here and I start, I have been an opportunist in that kind of way, where I have been motivated, activated, because part of my journey has been, I don't want to be another statistic. I don't want to be that single mother that has to be on the system, on this, depending, waiting on this check from this person, from this. Fudge out of here with that bullshit. I have been on my up and grind since before, mind you, because my mom died when I was at the age of 9. And after that, my father lost his mind and was not a good provider in our life at that time, right? And then you had my grandparents that had to take care of the entire household on what I learned years later, on such small fucking income. Little. When I learned what my grandparents got paid, and this is like when I was like in the fashion industry and I was like, what? You took care of all of us? Now I understand why, you know, certain things come into perspective later. You don't see certain kind of things on such a small fixed income. They held on the fucking fort. I don't even know how, because the way that I spend money in my lifetime, budget, the way that they did, I don't even know how they did it. Oh, I do. You know, multiple streams of income. Sometimes you must. My grandmother used to do Popular Club, Avon. She used to have those parties. I used to help my grandmother do so many different crafts for her things. She used to do all those party favors for like people. She saw that she was everything, selling this, and, you know, family history of other kind of stuff or whatever the case may be, right? Off topic stuff that people learn to budget, save, and accumulate and create more income, multiple streams of income, right? So like back in the day for me, what was big, and I don't know if it's like that now, like for school, well, you know, school right now with this whole COVID shit, nothing is the same. But I used to have a lot of internships. I used to have bring your daughter to work day kind of stuff or whatever. And everyone in my family used to take me to their companies and their work and this and that. And so I've been a worker bee. And then I was responsible for my sister, who technically we are 6 years apart, but we're always living 5 years apart because of our birthdays, right? So So I used to have to pick her up from school, take her to school. So I was outside of school meeting all the parents, telling them, I'll pick up your kid. I'll tutor your kid. I'll just, by 11, 12 years old, I used to have parents come to my house to meet my grandparents and my dad to see if it was okay that I picked up their kid after school, that they would pay me this and this and that, and I helped the kids with freaking homework. So by the time I was 11, 12, I was making money with like 2 or 3 kids a week. I have over 30 years of experience, and I know I'm going to be 40, of taking care of children. All ages. And then, you know, that was always an interest of mine, right? Kids. That's why I work a lot with kids and stuff like that. That I've been teaching children since I've been in the education system. Since junior high school. Because for junior high school, I had to do the whole Catholicism. So for that, I had to do internships too. And in order to do my confirmation, I had to pick something that I wanted to do. And what did I pick? Teacher's assistant. What did I do years after that? Even when I didn't have to, became a catechism teacher. So while in junior high school, I was teaching kindergarteners. You get what I'm saying? So like, you see how your life unfolds abstractly, and it does take an amount of time to see the whole picture. And that's how you can measure time, in essence, of your own evolution, of what's happening here, right? So the big message that I keep getting, right? So I said I'm not a traditionalist and I don't do things, whatever. So like, I woke up today, didn't know what the fudge I was going to even be discussing. And here I am, discussing various little things in different parts, but there is a message here, there's an overall message. And it's not going to be for everybody because most people lack the discipline to sit through and listen to things, especially if it resonates. And then the sleepers, the humans, what I said, I don't waste my time with humans anymore, right? And it might sound cold, it might sound insensitive, it might sound, but whatever. You keep fighting with the humans, because until that human wants to wake up from their sleep, they're sheep, okay? And they are programmed to resist everything you're about, if you're even the slightest bit of awake. So the energy you give to trying to get through to the people that have been put before you to stop you, people, places, things. I might say people, but take it as it resonates, because it could be your upbringing. It could be your religious background. It could be your family values and what it is that is expected of you. It could be your current position and all your life experience that has fucked you up, that keeps you stuck, that is hard to rise up from because you're surrounded by what has been created thus far, right? Evolution involves elimination. Your evolution will come from your eliminating a lot of things, and that's transmutation. That's what I call transmutation. When I moved away from New York, although my move from New York to where I am now came from towers after towers, and then when I was settling here, before I was able to settle, I had another fucking tower right before the settling that eliminated even more people from my life. When I made the move to another state, although it's a neighboring state, I flatlined. And what I mean by flatlined is everyone that was my circle of life my circle of life that I would cut a bitch for. Right? No questions asked. Soldier up here. Front in line. I got you. That kind of circle. And I'm a loyal royal. To a fault. Okay? The one hook that was left severed. And let me tell you, I don't ever want that one back. It'll take that person's evolution of a revolution in this lifetime that I just don't see happening. In order even to get into my energetic sphere. And then there are others whom my love is solid for still. And in the root of it, if they ever need me, I'm that loyal royal. But are they in my life? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Does that make me sad? Not with my knowledge. That is my truth. Did it once make me sad? Yeah, when the human speaks about it, I can even well up in tears. That's because I'm an emotional, feeling being who will never deny or lie about how I feel anymore, ever again. Do I live in that space? Fuck no. Can I come here and share with you tit for tat stories of our heartaches and our pains and our trials and our tribulations and the fucked up shit people have done, my abuse, my trauma, your trauma, right? We can keep cycling all of this. He said, she said, why is this way? I wanna, do you understand this person? I just want them to listen, hear, see. You are wasting your energy on humans that be asleep and choose to be there. They choose to be there because, like you, who wants transformation and change, if you're here and you're listening and you're whatever, like vibing me in any kind of way, even if you have to listen to me in fucking parts and you can't take the whole thing, because I'm a lot, and I trigger. People get mad at me because I trigger. I'm like, the shoe fits, fucking wear it. And then learn how to walk in them. If you're triggered by something that I say because it makes you feel a type of way, because check your residency. Why does it make you feel a type of way? Does something you don't like, something about something that resonates with you that might fit your shoe? That ain't on me. right? I had to own a lot of shit about my participation in a lot of stuff in my life. And let me tell you, I didn't like a lot of it. But I had to be real with myself. There was shit that I was prepared to live this entire lifetime lying about. That kept me up. That ate up my soul. There was shit that I was holding in here because my pride would never allow me to even admit out loud where someone else can hear. Because shame can be justified through pain, but it's still shame. Because conditioning can create behavioral patterns and realities for you that, granted, if your conditioning didn't put you through, you would never have to go through. But once you become woke to the things that poke you, that's because you, no matter what state of level of evolution, elevation you are on, have been putting in the fucking work because you want to transform. And that's not easy. Even if in the midst of transitioning, you're still fucking up. You still do things that you're not proud of. You still waste time. Right? I have wasted a lot of time. I'm not proud to say that, but I'm real to say that. But then again, when I dive deepest, am I wasting time? There is no such thing as wasting time because everything takes time. Even when you're in a state of limbo, right? You're still going. Unless you really, really dead asleep. And there are people that are like that. That they'll be in limbo and they're not even, they're like an avatar on pause. That's scary. I've seen those. We all have. They're like a shell of their own motherfucking existence and only operate on reactives and taught behavioral patterns, conditionings, and responses. It's like a fucking robot. Computed responses. Like, you can predict their behavior. That's why there's case studies. That's why there's percentages through case studies that can be observed from observers that are studying the rats or the hamsters in the wheel. And then coming up with psychology, science, study, history, documents, texts, all about you and the things you do that are predictive behaviors. I'm so thankful I've always been unpredictable. Right? Interesting. I have done stuff so spontaneous in my life that I'm like, okay. That's what I did. Okay. But right now, the biggest message that I'm feeling for here today is wasting time. I don't know why that's coming up, but it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. So, and I think that's the battle between the square that's happening between Saturn and Uranus right now in our ethers. Right? I like to bring astrology into it, right? Regardless of whatever Vedic and Western contradict from one another, both have valid, knowledgeable information, and if you find the infusion through your own resonance, things can make better sense for you. There's like a delay, and I'm seeing myself do stuff here, and it's just annoying. Why is it doing that? Like a delay. Alright, so, but the square between Saturn and Uranus, right? Uranus, Saturn and Uranus. Squares, people may say, are, nobody wants a square. You want trines, which is harmonious all the time. But think about the process of a trine. Some things just naturally trine, granted. But everything is a process, a cycle, and life cycles too. So even a trine is life cycle. So I just feel like, and I'm trying to keep it as superficial as possible, the trine wasn't always a trine, even if it shows up as a trine now, right? Because at some point it had to be a square. It had to, in order for it to harmonize, in order for something to have harmony, granted, we each have harmony with some certain kind of connections. We feel soul connections with people. So this is different, right? The reason you have soul connections with people, right? Like on a soul lover. Ooh, soul lover. Ooh, a soul lover. So it's like a soul lover. Okay. Soul, thank you, Spirit. Okay. Right? So your soulmates in life. And here, I'm going to speak of soulmates broadly, okay? Because many people associate soulmate with lover, right? But a soulmate, soul tribe, soul vibe, soul family, tie, right? Are people that you have had, right? In my understanding of the cycles of our multidimensional living, right? However you want to look at past lives, or just, we are souls having a human experience, okay? When you meet someone and you have a recognition, this affinity, this tie, this, where do I know you from? Or just familiarity, right? Right? Even, and for some, it's more intense than others, right? So where does that come from? Right? Rhetorical. I'm not here to tell you or sell you or convince you of my beliefs or my beliefs are evolution. So whatever it is that I seem to understand, overstand now, I know evolution is at hand, and so that I know that even my understanding, overstanding at this moment in time right now can evolve, whether it does or not, or whatever the case may be, whether it shifts or changes and some of the new truth develops and all this kind of stuff. I don't hold what I understand, overstand as finality, as fact, what we define as like, oh, that's it. I learn every day that shit changes, and it has every right to change, shift, evolve, grow, expand. Infinite are these lands, right? It's continuum. So for me to, with my ignorance, to stop it short and say, this is it. This might be it for me right now. But I'm not going to hold that, because that's heavy, and my soul carries that weight. because we're here getting lighter, lighter, brighter, brighter, right? We're evolving, right? And for me, part of that is light as a feather. Light as a feather. We come in with so much karmic baggage because we carry shit from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And so we have unfinished business. I'm done with that shit. I want to finish my business now. Although I know I'm continuing it, I just don't want, for me personally, again, any weight. Me seeing the abstract of my lifetime in this lifetime and how I came into this lifetime with a shitload of information, guidance, and like I feel like now when I'm grasping it and I'm only sharing it, it's not like I communicate this is a new communication, right? Like I've been initiated since I was born. Because I've been guided by spirit for very fucking since my mind. I don't know life without spirit. Real shit. Touch this guy. Right? Touching this guy. Like our connection with the divine. Like 5, 3, 2. Right? 3, 2, 5. Change. Right? So Saturn and Uranus are in the square. But it's not to pop off. It's not to be combative. It's to grow. Right? So a square, you have like opposing corners. Because just imagine like what a square looks like, right? Because the circle's round, has no end. That's how long you've been your friend, right? Round and round and round and round, cycle, cycle, cycle. A square is like 4 corners with a stance connecting to each corner, right? Because they're boxing in something, but they must unite. So it's like holding something in with 4 positions, and in what's in the center is what is like. That's why fighters are in a ring, square, right? Right? They have 4 corners, and they're given this problem inside the square to have victory in some kind of solution, or to find some kind of solution, not just to fight. So conditioning too has this in square mind, thinking combative, boxed in, trapped, right? Because if you think of a cell box, square, right? Trapped, confined. But where's the expansion in that? So that's why it's so easy to stay inside the square of conflict, because you're in the fight, right? How do I find a solution when I keep getting punched in the face, right? Inside, like if I back down or try to think for 1 second, this fight over here is gonna come try to knock me out, right? So it's like battling it out. So that's what's happening in the ethers right now with Saturn and Uranus, and you have 2 extremes, right? Saturn, the disciplinarian, we want to say, right? That comes to put order where there's chaos, or whatever the case may be. And Uranus is like the teenager, rebel of the planets. Spontaneous, erratic, and clever too, right? Like, what are you trying to do? Box me in here? I'm free. Like, you know what I mean? But the energies, which is interesting, that they're trapping inside the square are everything that's tied to anger, hate, jealousy, right? And Saturn's poison, right, is envy and jealousy, and stuff like that. And Uranus's poison is hatred. Just think rebel, hate, or rebel without a cause, but just when you rebel against something, it's because you dislike whatever it is that is being presented to you. Like, nah, I ain't with that. Right? Right? So, here we are with focus. So you got these two in the ring, fixed. And you got the 4 pillars around it, holding it in. And it's like, fight. Or, is it fight? Or is it fix? Or is it evolve? How do we come up with a solution, right? So, how do we come up with a solution to move forward when we're energetically being influenced in the ethers to feel trapped in our current state of experience, whatever that is, right? For each of us. And having to evolve, grow, expand out of this fight with a trine, which is harmony, right? It's creating some kind of like, sorry, my phone is like, balance. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry, it's just now that I got, so I don't, do I even have it near me? I don't. So I've waited months for this, my key toners, the sound healing, keys. I'll talk about that in another video, not right now, but just of why it even came to me and stuff like that, of me having to get this, and I waited months for this to finally come, and it came. So some of my clients who I've talked about it with prior know I have it now. So that was just for my client later reminding me to bring it. Like, because they want the chakra healing, sound healing. I want to show it, but I'll pause and like do that, whatever. But either way, I'm sorry. So that was work related and stuff like that. So, yeah, sorry. So just like with anything, like what I was saying with the snake, you can see the snake as this serpent, this evil thing, right? Because it's how it's been depicted, right? That's part of your conditioning, to view the snake not so pleasantly. Think about how sad that is for the snake, who has been given such a bad image, right? When we all have everything within us. It's just part of our evolution of discovery. And, you know, because we're continuum, we tend to think we have to choose something because that's part of our conditioning. So it's like being young and superficial, and then in your 20s, no longer being so superficial and being you know, more mindful, right, in your living aspects, but then to say that, this could be, I don't know where I'm going with this example, but whatever, then it's to like say, it's like to shun that side of yourself that was once superficial, because the evolved person that you are now sees the how that may have been not so great, and so you're judging it from this perspective now and like shun your superficiality from before, right? But let's make that into shadow and light analogy. So it's just like sexuality. So many things are shunned about sexuality because of its depiction over time and how it's been made to be seen. And so the uncomfortability with sexuality publicly shames a lot of people from sharing in their own experiences or shaming their own sexualities or kinks or desires or bedroom tactics. I literally met someone that has the mindset, okay, like I've never, like, okay, like I haven't watched TV. I'm not a TV person anymore. I can't say I never watched TV because I have, you know, my number always stays the same, but it's over 10 years now. Because I would be like, oh, it has to be like, you know, but time flies, right? And so I personally haven't had a television for myself or have watched TV in over 10 years, okay? I'm not saying that I haven't seen TV, because others, like, there'll be places that have it on, like, I'm not going into the like, oh, but no, I saw you the other day at this place and there was a TV on and you were watching it. Stop it. Alright, I personally, and I'm not knocking people that watch stuff, because people still suggest shows to me all the time. Oh, you would love this show. I bet I would. I bet I would. Because there have been shows that I have loved and I have been, you know, like, devoted to watching and DVRing, you know, or whatever. I don't know what it's called now, or I may be saying the now name, and before it was called something else, like with my cable stuff, where I was able to record stuff, like, you know, and I would have shows recorded, you know, and I'm not going to say that within over the last, like, 10 years or so that I haven't seen a movie, because my daughter sometimes gets me to watch it, and my best friend has too, but rare. And to get me to do that, they pretty much have to, like, tie me down. and it takes a very long time for them to even get me to finally, like, even agree. And the movie has to be like some great kind of thing to grab me from the beginning in order for me to not be working while watching the movie or TV, because I would still multitask. And so sometimes I get told that I'm not allowed to do anything. They try to be controlling about it, like my daughter especially, like, there's not gonna be, you're not gonna, no phone, I'm gonna take your phone, or this, or nothing, like, you know, because they want my attention to these things. So that's how serious it is. I'm saying, like, it's not a joke. Like, not that I have anything against it, but I rather make a movie. I rather be the movie. I rather make something. I rather create something. I just rather, I have so many things that I have to do, and I have so many things that I would just I have lists that I want to make time for. And so for me, that is not, I don't have time for that. And so, not that I wouldn't enjoy it, and not, but I just, and I've now I'm so trained to not even, I don't even desire it, like, at all. Like, at all. And I'm never bored, nor was I ever bored even when I watched TV. So, I don't understand boredom. So either way, that's besides that and shit like that. So, what was the whole point of that? Give me 1 second, please. Hi, beautiful souls. So I am back after a little time later. I did update my social media on Instagram just now to alerting each and every one of you, especially my Evolve Into It coaching members, because they're the ones that that I work with behind the scenes and a lot of kind of things. But that, and also because this is public. Hi everybody, I'm in the chat room if you're here. Okay, you can say hi, my dears. Okay, I know, hot mess, but whatever. This is real. This is not some fabricated bullshit, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I know I was talking about a lot of important stuff. I lost track of what it was that I'm saying, but I'm gonna get back into the flow in every kind of way. But while I was away, right, something came into mind, right, about distractions at this time. And I was just thinking about even just like the moon, when I was saying moon is void at this time, right? It makes one feel like there's no sense of direction, right? Or sense of, just think, why do I want to even talk or explore more? Like, I want to save that for another time, but the moon is void. But also, this is just a note to me and the audience too, like, check, okay, the next time you press pause, write down where you left off at, so that when you watch again, you know where you left off at and you can continue from there, okay? Side note. That's just to me here, you know, whether I'm the only one in the audience or not. Like, you know, that was another thing that I should, oh, that was what it is. Thank you so much for it, okay? So I did write, and I did a little invite kind of thing to, on there, and I just wrote, I just want to say, nice and beautiful self, I'm here myself, and I used the filter. I wish I could use a fucking filter here. But whatever. So currently recording my ESP start class, right? So there was something that I wanted to elaborate just a little bit more on, that I wrote it here. Evolving our spiritual practice is to grow, strengthening our disciplines and our spiritual rituals. Explain in today's video some more. Right? The entire concept of ESP, right? Evolving our spiritual rituals, right? And our practices is to grow, strengthening our disciplines and our spiritual rituals. Explain in today's video some more. I hadn't explained it yet, so now I'm like, what was I supposed to explain, right? By creating our own practical magic elixirs and remedies, right? I help you learn yours clearly. Well, that's the plan when you actually show up and not only attend, but participate too. Right. Okay, so now we're going back, right? Because in this, right, so the evolving our spiritual rituals, right? So I'm supposed to be doing 2 classes, right? Daytime, nighttime. The last 2 weeks, the nighttime hasn't worked for me, just because I am also a night owl and I do have clients at night. And so, you know, I have to honor my spacing too. And I don't want to force something too, but it's about showing up, right? Because we're evolving our spiritual practices. And that is what is, look, I wrote it here. I said showing up every week is a challenge for me too, okay? But I am led, guided, and protected by the divine to create the sacred space for all of us to learn, evolve, expand, and rise self-empowered in every abundant feeling way that contributes to our manifesting and living harmoniously internally and externally. Okay? So, okay. This might trigger some, but oh fucking well. Okay? Alright? I'm not here to trigger you in a bad way. I'm here to trigger you to evolve, right? I get triggered too. I trigger myself sometimes, okay? That is part of it, but it's a growing part of this process, right? So back to the Saturn and Uranus square, right? Because that's what we were talking about, handling with care, right? Just like with anything and everything that we do, so you get back into the flow of things too, right? We just meet with spirit, so it says show up. Okay, I'm here, right? Do your part, my dear. That's the part. That's the co-creating part of the aspect of whatever it is that you are doing. A lot of people that I too, and I'm not saying this in any kind of way, and again, I don't like doing levelings. I don't like to do you're here, I'm here. We each have something to contribute, okay? I'm no better than you. You are no better than me. I don't care if you know more stuff than me or I know more stuff than you. That doesn't constitute me being greater or grander or better than you, or you being more greater or grander than me. Just like the same thing with our tax brackets, right? Like, just because someone makes more money or has this certain kind of position doesn't make them motherfucking better than you in any motherfucking kind of way, right? Right. So when I speak and I say what I say, because I'm blunt in every kind of way and it triggers you in some kind of way, check yourself, don't check me. Check yourself, don't check me, okay? I will quickly shut that down. Check yourself, don't check me, or trigger me to set my boundary to have you respect my space, right? Because real quick, in every kind of way. Listen. I wake up, I show up. I can be two-faced. I don't fucking know. But anyways, so we were talking about what's in the ring right now, right? Right? The poison of Saturn is envy, jealousy, right? The poison of Uranus is hatred, right? But just like the snake of like what I was saying and stuff like that, like we each, everything has its light, dark, east, west, right? Up, down, like, right? Bright, dark, whatever the things are gonna be, right? But it's a matter of your own space and time, evolution, a place of resonance. That's what I was trying to say even before, like I had got and I stopped recording when I was talking about being one way in one time of your life and then being another way in another time of your life and then shunning that, right? Right. Or it's just like, right, I had my alright, I won't say names. I was just gonna say, oh my, right, there's somebody that I know that when they do something is like, let's say they smoke weed, okay? All's good in the land of smoking weed. But then this person stops. All is wrong in the world of weed because they don't do these kind of things, right? So it's like the judgment of certain kind of things, right? Because you're no longer in it's like me saying people that watch TV are dumb because I no longer watch TV no more. TV can be entertaining. Be mindful of what you watch. Don't spend your whole fucking day watching TV. If TV becomes too much for you, that it's overpowering and TV is your life, then I would say, hey, maybe you need to take a chill pill, you know, and get a better sense of yourself, right? But again, I'm not fighting nor wasting my energy on the humans, right? I'm here to help you help yourself, right? So the trigger that I was going to say is that I get a lot of spiritual leaders, light workers too, in my energy field that resonate with me, and we connect in every kind of way. But we got a lot of prideful mofos everywhere. I'm a prideful person too. I don't like to be told what to do. And Sagittarians, in the light of Sagittarius energy, right, because I'm more than one sign, and like I resonate with my other dual parts of myself as well, not just this, my sun, right, external, but foot in the mouth disease, and we know everything. I know. Even when I don't fucking know, I know. Right? I've been saying that since little. I don't know how I know, I just know. The know-it-all. Right? So, many people who are spiritually inclined or leaders in their own kind of right, coaches and all this kind of stuff, like, I'm not too prideful to learn from you. But I get a lot of people that are very prideful to learn from me, even though they learn from me. Right? So that's what I was saying might be the trigger, right? Because you might be a person like that knows everything. Don't need to be taught something, or even if you are, you're just here, like, whatever the case may be, right? Or just too prideful to participate in any kind of thing or something because your ego's in the way. So I have been, for the last 10 years, I want to say, that's been in my Saturn square of a ring, being met with people like that as my challenge to learn, grow, evolve from that leveling of communication, because we have something to learn from each other. We can get combative, egoic, and you doing your thing, or you look at me like competition or some shit like that. Like, I don't look at nobody like my competition. I don't even think of people like that. What the fudge? We are so connecting here. The fuck is competition but a sport? Save that for the sport. But, you know, we live in a dog-eat-dog kind of world, right? Like, conditioning that changes perspectives that have never been formed naturally because they've always been conditioned. Anyways, I'm not going all into all of that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, right now, even right? I connect with different people. I'm loving the alignment that I'm currently, like, on, because I'm really, truly, when I'm talking about heart to heart, like, soul leaders that I'm connecting with in every kind of way, we're open to each other's experience. We're open to each other's power. We're open to each other's energy field. It's not a competition. It's love, and we each got something that we know each one brings, and we're stronger together. I got goosebumps. I love you guys. But I still got others that are like that. Right? You're a coach, you're this, you're that. And you watch everything I do. You don't say a damn thing. You learn a lot of shit to harvest my energy. Right? I feel a lot of you with your questions. You want to ask me certain kind of things, and sometimes you wait for the opening, and then you get this opening to ask something, which confirms for me. I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. But your pride won't let you work with me for whatever reason, or even acknowledge me out loud, because you're working through, hopefully, that anger, hate, jealousy, bitter, or ego, pride, kind of stripping. Let me strip you down. Let me get you butt naked. Let's have a mud fight. Kick your ass. You know how many of us here that is tough as nails, like, that have been in the ring, like, you know, like, come on. They used to call me Tyson. They used to call me Xena, warrior princess. Like, nobody wanted to be my fucking partner in self-defense. I had to be the sensei's partner because I hurt everybody. I like to drop people, right? And think about all of us that have been through it, right? We got dropped off in the hood, or we got dropped off in the abuse. We got dropped off in, like, whatever kind of state of environment or being. So tough as nails is what? Like I said, with the sword, right? Decapitate, right? So right now, that square is fucking strong, because Saturn is determined to sort this shit out. Because we had another energetic revolution. We're always having one. It's just a little bit different right now. See, what's different right now is that there were anomalies. I'm an anomaly. Chances are you're an anomaly too. Yeah. And so what's an anomaly? How can I briefly, superficially, for anyone that, like, just, it's something that goes against the grain, something that, like, so like how I was saying with the case studies and the predictions of the humans, right? That all these case studies and tests and percentages and things like that, like the Census Bureau, like all these studies that they do, and they're able to do predictive. They're able to predict based off of observation many humans' behaviors based off of whatever box they've been put in and others are observing, right? So let's put these group of people here, let's put this group of people here, let's put this group of people here in these boxes, and based off of that, chances are, based on, because it's a controlled setting, right? It's a controlled environment. Everybody's behavior, reaction, pretty much predicted. So there's an anomaly. Someone that defies that lineup of control. Too many variables in this world for the controlled-based systems that have controlled things for so long to have not predicted this, because they have been so predictive in their ways that have proven for so many of the days to entertain them in that kind of way to see that it works, right? Because it's energy, right? Dead fish swimming with the flow. Don't be that dead fish swimming with the flow. Just going with the currents, you know? Right? So who was studying the anomalies from a distance? We're not going to talk about that here either. But, right, so right now, aside from wasting time, which is coming up, I don't know, so for whoever is going to be watching this, whenever they are watching this, hi, something of, and it may not resonate with everyone. Remember, there's a mix up here. There's a mix of souls here, so take with it as it resonates, but overall, let it compute, download, this is an upload, this is a healing station of an activation place for you, whether you get it or not. And whether you have to watch it in parts, bits, and pieces, and all this kind of shit. I'm trying to keep it, like, not so freaking long, but whatever, like, what can I do? Do whatever you have to do, right? All right. But just like with everything, there's a flip side to every coin. So in the square, the conditioning of the square, Uranus and Saturn, is focus, which is conditioned. The combat, right? It's just like when you see a snake, right? Your conditioning response to the snake comes from your conditioning. So it is what it is, right? Instead of experience, which is how you should learn something, right? But like whatever the case may be, even in our own experiences, we have been told how to experience that. And so all you have done is grown to adapt to what you have been told creating your own generated response of however that's going to be. Most people conform and do as they're told because they know no better. But when you know better, you do better, right? Then you got the rebels, right? All right, so hold on. I'm like a mess here. I just want to get to the fucking point and like go either way, right? So the energies now here can create, because there's a square here, right? So it's in the ethers, it's influencing, right? Trying to articulate it. Okay. Sheesh. It's like, instead of combating with the energies, the resistance, right? Or thinking about it so much that it causes you to not move, right? Because you can get into that kind of energy. Many of you here, which I'm hearing and feeling right now, are in your flow. But even in your flow, there's always still room to grow. But there are still things that you are working on, that you're learning to discipline yourself better with, right? And it's going through shadow elements. So it's just like someone right now working through their shadow side by activating their solution side to that shadow, right? So it's like if you tend to be negative all the time and talk negative, right? Or speak down upon yourself, right? Having to deal with that shadow element, that conditioning element, right? But you're working on it, right? Because you got to take the macro and make it into micro manageable parts, right? So it's piece by piece that you take apart these kind of things and you work at it and you discover another layer until you get to the root of every single layer that brings you to your position, which is your stance, your truth, your power, right? Your empowerment. But till then, it's like the shredding, the removing of all these layers to get to the core center of your like truth and stuff like that, right? And so there's still core elements of stagnation existing, if that makes any sense, for whomever is here. So there's still parts that you're clearing away, right? And there's new parts that you have earned. It's like new stripes, right? That you're using now to get you to that next step, right? But you have to meet still every single energy that is all around you, right? And with that being said, the message I'm trying, okay, is to extract that piece some more. So it's like what I was saying, right? That so you start speaking more positive about yourself, right? As opposed to the negative that you would typically say. So you catch yourself, right? So you instead of saying, I'm so stupid, right? You catch yourself about saying, oh, I'm so stupid, right? That's something, right? We shouldn't, don't be saying that. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm looking at myself, but I'm a dumbass. Instead of do that, I'm such a dumbass. Don't do that, right? So it's taking those things that you do and changing it, right? To, you're transmuting it and you're making it in alignment with you, right? But then you still don't deal with something, right? That's for some. That's not going to apply to everybody here, right? So it's like you're trying to be all positive, but you're not dealing with the shadow. You're just doing all the positive, but you're still leaving the shadow there to lurk or something like that, right? And then you get stuck in that. And so a lot of time gets wasted in that sense because you're not moving forward. You're stuck in that energy of cycle. And you're wondering why you're not progressing somewhere else. Because, one, you're not dealing with it. Two, you're only being proactive in a solution through verbals. But what are your actions doing? You get what I'm saying? So it's like getting to the root of something, but the truth of it while putting into practice whatever it is that you're doing, right? I don't want to lose everybody because that doesn't apply to everybody, right? But for some, the ego, the pride, right, that rise, or that bitter taint of a seed, that jealous seed that can come from other light beings, right? Or it's like that false positive, that fake shit, right? Wait, hold on. Hi. Right. So, you have a choice, always, right? Right. So let us not that's the I'm Enchantress, the Babbler, okay? Stranded, right? Feeling stranded, feeling stuck somewhere, or ships, right? So, right, 8 is great, right? This is a new deck, right, that I received from Spiritual Lisa Tarot. I'm excited to use it. So this is the first time I'm using it. Like, so I will read from the book when I do these because I don't know what each card means from the book, and I always like to bring that articulation. I'm always going to read things intuitively because that is how I do. That is how I roll, right? So many times I don't use the books and stuff like that, but because this one is new and because I like the articulation of many of the creators that create their oracle decks and the messages that they give, right? Moon dance, we'll take that. I will share that with each and every one of you. Now there's a delay in this again too because now I'm seeing myself do stuff after I fucking do it. But whatever the case may be, stranded and then the moon dance, right? Stranded and the moon dance, right? Stranded and the moon dance. Right, stranded and the moon dance. The anchor is in the air. Right, like even before when I was talking about, I'm telling you, it's because I'm so busy. Forgive. Okay, so that's part of it too, right? This whole stuff, right? Not allowing distractions or things to get us out of our focus, right? And just to, the show must go on always, right? So now that I'm even looking at these, right? This one came off first, the stranded, right? Look at that, stranded on a tree with an anchor in the air, right? It's such a depiction, I feel like, even just like the way that it's showing it, right? The depiction of this. It's like, how the fudge did you get your ship on top of there? And your anchor is in the air, so is it heavy at all, right? So it's like, you know, look at, he's like thinking, right? Like, what do I do, right? And this tree is in the heavens, actually, and the ship, not on water, it's in the air, right? And the anchor's in the air too, and he's grounded on a treetop, right? Then the next card that we got after that was this moon dance, right? And she's walking that tightrope like nothing and holding the moon like a balloon, right? How light, right? So think about how heavy and how light these energies, right? So you got the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy, which is existing inside each and every one of us, right? We have the masculine energies and the feminine energies. And in order to dance, they must harmonize, right? So right now, let's say Saturn and Uranus, I said, right, is in the square, right? If we want to say divine masculine, divine feminine energies are inside the ring right now, right? The masculine energy is asking for some kind of structure, some kind of order, right? To operate on the lands, right? Because masculine yang energy is external, right? I'm not trying to say, oh, it's the man's job to do it. Look, this has nothing to do with gender specifics. This is just energy, okay? The yang masculine energy is active, it's action, so it's taking action on something. The feminine energy is yin energy, it's in energy, it's in, so it's understanding, right? For your understanding, so you can overstand, so you can harmonize and do the kind of things that you need to do, right? And so part of this, because so many people are going to watch this at different times, and the energy is like, I'm strong empath too, and I can only just give you examples of things, take with it as it resonates, not the fucking example, take with it as it resonates, the energy, right? Currently working through, right, a void time energy too, right, where things are still not seen with full clarity, right, later on down, like what is happening here, all you're doing is paving the way, making the way, right, and you're trying to make your journey lighter, brighter, right, but not sugarcoating shit either, still, because it's so different for everyone, right? It's finding the wisdom of the side of those planets, as opposed to just focusing on the challenge itself, right? Because like as I was saying, within each and every one of us, we have all these things happening, right? That we can be, right? You could be happy, you could be sad, you could be angry, you could be all these kind of different things at different times, right? It's the same thing with anything and everything, right? So it's about accepting the whole instead of looking at it in its parts, right? We take macro and we break it down into micro manageable parts, but it doesn't mean it takes away the macro. No, right? So it's the same thing. So it's like your wholeness, right, takes your shadow side too and infuses that with your light, and you find your harmony within each and every one of that, right? So like when I was younger, I used to be into these kind of things. As an adult, I'm not anymore, right? Does that mean I shunned that as a kid, or was that an aspect to me that was nurtured at those different steps and points in time, right? Like even if it was a shadow side, like if you know, if someone's into BDSM and no longer are they into BDSM, and then they start talking badly about BDSM because they're no longer, like what I was saying about, like, you know, someone that smokes or this, and all of a sudden, or someone that drinks, and all of a sudden every drinker in this world is, you know, toxic, or, you know, and you have all these kind of like judgments of something that once was, right? Shunning it, right? So it's getting deeper into the acceptance of you, right? Because if you're still kind of needing validity, or trying to pull that in, right? Then that means you don't have it for yourself, right? And if someone bothers you, right, or triggers you, or you find that you can't because some part of you stops you from like giving credit where credit's due, or asking for help, or contributing in some kind of way because your pride is in the way, right? For me, like pride, when I was in an abusive relationship, no one knew because my pride got in the way. I would not dare say some man was beating on me or making me feel less than myself, that behind closed doors torturous things took place, where my life felt like there was no life, right? But I kept it quiet because of my pride, right? To strip that away, right? Right? Or like not sharing certain kind of things because you're in that mindset that everyone is out to get you, or people shit on you, or like there's just still some lingering conditionings, perceptions that can have you wasting more of your precious, valuable time. It's like stopping yourself from doing a TikTok because you're comparing and contrasting everybody else's fucking TikToks and you don't think you're good enough, so you don't do it. It's like not wearing the dress you love because you have chichos or rolls and you feel like you don't look good enough in it, so you don't wear it anyways because of a chicho and a roll, or because others might, you know, whatever. Like these are, again, like I'm just saying examples, but it's stopping yourself, right, from expressing yourself still in some kind of way for some. And for the others, right, it's being so stuck inside your circumstance that you don't know what the fuck to do. So it's like he's stuck up here, right? And let's say you're stuck somewhere like this, and you're on your phone on Instagram taking scenic pictures and saying life is beautiful, life is great, all is well, oh look how pretty the trees, but you're stranded, right? Evolving is not painting a pretty picture for the world to see, pretending to be harmony. Or it's like being a real spiritual being, spiritual leader, and all this kind of things, and still feeling not good enough behind the scenes and needing validity or some kind of recognition, and so you still don't give it to other people too. So and then so many of you too, glowing, growing, glowing, right? But either way, in the ethers, right, we have this battleground, right, of things taking place that are here. Like it's like for the next 2 months or so too, like, or the last 2 months, I don't know, no sense of time, right? But you're clearing away so that you can move forward, right, with these ideas for your grander plans for your better future, right? So you're cultivating in the meantime patience through this transitionary process, right? Patience with yourself first so that you can have it with others, right? Not the other way around. So a lot of that too is like not the other way around, right? It's not putting others before you, right? Not putting other things before you. Just showing up and doing what you need to do. Like what I was saying, even just for me with this is a challenge. I'm challenged by this, right? Being consistent week by week and delivering messages that I don't even know what I'm going to speak until I start speaking. And then also, does anybody show up? I sat through an empty room, not just here, in many places. And Spirit wanted me to get comfortable in my uncomfortable. Like, do you need an audience? Or are you your own audience? What is the purpose of this? What's the energy of this? Why are you doing what you're doing? Right? So it's showing up for you. I'm feeling lighthearted too. I'm going to read these two. 44 stranded. That was the first one that came up. Stranded. Misdirection, misjudgment, fear of failure. Ooh, fear of failure. That could be it too. Oftentimes we don't share certain kind of things or do certain kind of things, right? Because we don't want to hold ourselves accountable for those kind of dreams or things that we set out into doing, and we'll say, oh no, it's because someone will sabotage it and stuff. Who's the someone? You. Because what is divinely led, guided, and protected, no man shall ever, no man, woman, nothing can come between that and of divine, sourcely led purpose, intention, drive, right? So he needs, all right, so look at this young sailor stranded with his ship on top of a tall tree. He needs his anchor to help him get back down to the earth. The card asks, how did the ship get there? This is such an unusual place for a seafaring vessel. At times we feel the same. We find ourselves in situations we can't quite understand. Sometimes we feel we've made mistakes because our expectations are so high. We set ourselves up for failure. We either beat ourselves up over our performance or we are so intimidated that we never even begin. Failure is a necessary part of success, as important to the journey as a rudder on a ship. Right? We live and we learn through our experiences and the things that we set out to do. Stop wasting time to just go out and do, right? To bring into, right? As you're clearing out the way and you're implementing new kind of ways, you're looking for the wisdom, right? Of both Saturn and like Uranus energies that are squared at this time, right? Because if you have envy, jealousy, and hatred, right? So what could be reversed from that, like, is open-mindedness, clarity, strength, accomplishment, right? As opposed to envy, jealousy, hatred, which will keep you stuck and wasting your fucking time, right? Like how I was saying, like I don't waste my time on humans anymore because they part of that too, where you can't feel bad for others too, is that you've done the work for wherever it is that you are, whenever you are, right? We're constantly evolving. So anyone that you're still trying to like wake up, that's not your job, nor your responsibility, nor your position. Their position is to rile you up like that, take your energy, and fuel themselves from all that energy you just gave over to them for doing that. Right? Moon dance, 4. Right? So you got 4, 4, 4 showing up here because you got 4, 4, which is 8. And then you got another 4, 4, 4, 4. So you might be seeing 4, 4, 4s. 4s is about groundingness, stability, anchoring yourself here, right? 4, a vibration, a frequency, right? A vibration and a frequency. 4, stability, foundations, right? 4, grounding. 4, a square. 4, pillars. 4, 11, 11, right? 4, 4, 4, 4, 8, 12, which is 3, trine. So 4, 4, 4. My numbers. My daughter tells me I need to watch that movie where I think Jim Carrey. She's like, Mom, he goes crazy. Because I'm like, whatever, that's fine, right? So 4, 4, 4, and then 12. That adds up to 12, which reduced down is 3. So you have a trine on your stability foundation here for you in these number sequences, right? So, right? So you're building harmony, or you're working on that. You're building that through squares, challenges at this time in your environment, your conditioning, your position, right? Whatever it is. No matter your position, it's a challenge at this time for whatever reason, right? And It's to create for you a stable, grounded, harmonious place here, right? As you build for yourself whatever it is that you are creating. What the fuck should I do with that? It's like, I'm sure it's in front of my face. Yes, it is. Right? So, what else? Because I gotta go. Because this is a abracadabra. Here we go. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. That is an ancient command. Abracadabra, Miss Sunshine, right? Right? Abracadabra, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, and then this is 8, right? 7, 8, so you had 2 8s, 8, 8, 8, 8, 4, 4, 4, right? 8, 8, 8, 4, 4, 4, abracadabra. Abracadabra is something that is believed to have opened doors. Abracadabra, some more, right? It is an ancient command that I am just receiving as that as a download, an ancient command. You can look it up. You can look it up too. Right? That opens doors. Right? So you have everything right now to open the doors for your sunshine. Miss Sunshine, that's what the fudge? Can you even see the girl? It's the lady. See? Miss Sunshine. And then you got abracadabra. Right? Beautiful. Right? Guys, if I went all over the place, remember I'm in the audience too. You can ask me any motherfucking questions. I will try to come tonight. Like I said, I have now to make up for the last 2 weeks that I didn't come in the nighttime. So I'm going to attempt. It's just I have a lot of shit going on right now, and so I will do my best. But I do guarantee every Sunday I will be here, and I know I've been a little bit all over the place, and I'm gonna associate that with the moon being void. I'm kind of a scatterbrain anyways, but like for today, for real, I may have not completed a lot of sentences, so I'm going to see that in the audience either way and try to articulate that. And if tonight we meet up, then I definitely will recalibrate that and see where I went all over the place. But here, abracadabra, we got that one first. What does it say? Moon Void. That's what I'm gonna name it. Oh my god, that's the name of this glass for today. Okay, Moon Void. Is that how I say it? Like I feel like so like whatever. Moon Void, of course. Today, Moon Void, of course. Today, Moon Void, of course. That is what week number 6 is gonna be titled because I don't even know if it made sense. But I'm still going to share it. You know why? Because I'm here. And I believe that there will be something in here for each and every one of you. And I'm not wasting any more time. I am divinely led, guided, and protected. And so this is what it is, right? And it's me coming undone. I am stripped down to my, I look like a hot freaking mess. And I still showed up, right? Because that's what's up, right? So abracadabra. I'm here for you. I'm here for you if you're here for your fucking self, though. Right? That's it. I'm not going to force feed any hands, any motherfucking ever again. Right? Because my position here is to be lighter and brighter energetically for the evolution of our whole. Right? It's for the greater good of our whole. Right? You don't want to repeat this shit again. Right? So might as well learn it now. Right? So that you can evolve and have new experiences, right? So abracadabra. Magic, secrets, and patterns revealing your destiny, okay? Rising from a kingdom of skyscrapers, a giant woman glows in this cityscape. She is so tall, she can touch the stars all around her. With her magic wand, she coaxes the future from the constellations. There is such order in the universe in the golden ratio of a Nautilus shell or patterns in the starry night. We can unlock the secrets of the universe. We are the magicians of our own lives. Yes. We are the magicians in our own lives, weaving things into creator form of existence, manifesting what it is that we desire, want, right? As within exudes on out. And that is what I'm here all about. To help. Oh, that was what I was saying before that I totally forgot. That it might bother some people. So part of my position, right, that I am a master alchemist for, in truth, and this is where, when you meet me, especially when you meet me, you can't fake the funk. Because my energy is as genuine as can motherfucking be. No matter what mood I am in, I am always showing up as myself, right? In full alignment with that, right? Peaceful warrior. Although the beast resides inside. Lava, right? Like a burst. Right? That doesn't mean that when you peace, you won't explode when necessary. Right? Don't mistake that. Ever. Don't mistake someone's peace for not having no war. Because sometimes the peace that they receive and that they have inside is because they went through every motherfucking war and came out alive because of it. Okay? Never mistake that. Never mistake my kindness for weakness, right? They say. Don't mistake my ability to be patient with you so the beast inside don't clap you over your head, right? But we're not doing that here. Just saying, right? We are creating, but part of my master alchemy, which bothers people, is that peaceful, happy, joy. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I'm joyful than most folks in this world. Okay? Peace. No bitter seed. No hate. No envy come my motherfucking way towards nobody. Towards nothing. I'm not upset about the pain that has been inflicted onto my soul in many lifetimes, and this lifetime too. I'm not behind the scenes plotting revenge or thinking negatively about my friends. I'm not sitting here. Whatever, I don't even want to go there. Okay? Right? Sulking. Right? Hating on someone's I hear other people's good news and it brings joy to my own heart, even if their happiness I have never experienced. Right? Right? You could be single for 5 years. You could be celibate, like I, right? Till the right partner comes into your life, right? You can want love. Oh no, maybe, okay. I'm a busy bee. I like partnering, right? There's a certain kind of quality I seek, right? I won't settle for anything less than I deserve. But you know, I'm evolving in a different kind of way than a lot of people too. So like, either way, what I'm just saying is, so that's like me being all jolly, happy, right? I have people around me all married, having children and all this kind of stuff, and talking about their loves and all this kind of stuff. And I'm a romantic. I wrote a book, right? The Darker Night, Light of My Soul, poetry, love, waking me whole, right? It's a lover's oracle book, You could turn to any page and you have a lover's oracle message for you in every kind of way. Trust me, I learned about the lover's oracle messages of it years later after already publishing and writing it. Where Spirit was like, hello, this is an oracle book. Oh shit. Thanks, Spirit. So I'll be turning to any random page too. Right? Anyways, what was I saying? Right. So that's like someone saying, I'm talking, and me, even when I was younger, even this is after having my daughter, all my friends used to have like boyfriends and all this kind of stuff, and they'd be all lovey-dovey and everything, gross, like, you know, whatever. This is just my immaturity, right? Childlike, like, don't be making out in front of me, like, even then, always playful, never hateful, never saying, oh, that's what I want. You know, even if, let's say, love is what you want, right? Right. Right. You get real, raw, dog, deal, like no hate for real in my energy field, which is real, which triggers people who do, who then become annoyed by my presence because they're bothered by my joy, and bothered more so that I'm not bothered by them, or some shit like that. I don't even know how that works, but anyway, right? And so me creating the ESP circle classes, right, taking the macros and some micros, right, helping you to micromanage these energies too, so you can feel good inside. That's the position I come to here for you in your life, is knowing that I have and go through shit since the womb, and the work that is required in order for you to feel that peace and satisfaction and love inside cannot be fabricated. I had chicks unfollow me now that are spiritual leaders and gurus, right? Because they wanted all the attention. And they felt uncomfortable in my presence because they battle out depression and all this kind of stuff, and they're selling positivity to the motherfucking world, which is fine. You can do all those kind of things. But that hateful kind of energy, bitter kind of seed, that energy, all those people that they're leading, they're feeding that too. You don't get that shit from me. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me, I don't care how you could mastermind in your own mind all these kind of things, these concoctions. I had just a couple of weeks ago, someone have bad things happen to them, and they had their religious people telling them that it's me because of my witchcraft, because of the things that they see that I do. And that person believed for that moment, because we spoke about it later, they see the stupidity or the error or whatever the hell it was that they were being freaking sucked into, right? To see the reality of the truth, right? So, because they were thinking negatively about me, or in that kind of way, something happened to them, and they associated that with me being witchcrafty to them in some kind of way. Meanwhile, it was their bitter seed, their taint, their misdeed, their thoughts, their judgments, that all cultivated for themselves, and they had their own fucking kind of experience that they were projectile vomiting my fucking way because they had a target to go and say, hey, because you do those teas, because you do cards, and because you do all these kind of things, you're a witch. You are doing this witchcraft to us. I don't think about you when I'm doing my shit, nor do I have time, patience, or desire to want to bring to myself damage for fudging with you in that kind of way. I don't even think it. The only reason why I have even had to think it is because it was brought to me by the person addressing their situation, right? And trying to communicate with me because they felt they could. You know why? Because I'm a good person. Because they knew that they can come to me with such a story and that I was not going to pass judgment on even their position towards me. I need to speed this up. Moon void, of course. So I didn't note what I was saying prior to the distraction that came in this way, but I am here, all right? And so what was I saying? I was saying a bunch of stuff. Why are you yelling? Okay. Come here. Right? So, it doesn't matter how much time you take to do something, it's as long as you do it, okay? In anything and everything that you're doing, comparing. Oh, that's what I was talking about. You know, other people and stuff like that. And my purpose of what I am creating here for each and every one of you, right? It's an energy, an alchemy, right? It's not coming with bitter tainted seeds of maliciousness or deception, right? I'm not faking no funks, right? And I have mastered peace within. It has been something that has been important for me to have since I was a small child, because I came into a world that did not give that to me. And it has been my quest to achieve it. And it has been my disciplined practice of mastering many different things in my lifestyle that I can see now with time how it has contributed to my alignment, my master alchemy, my position, my energy that everyone loves. And everyone loves to hate too. But they want it. Oh, believe those little fucking haters want it too. They don't want you to have it. That's why they try to rob you of it. Get it? Okay. So being mindful is very important. So these classes, although I, the human, will say, no, why me? Why I gotta go and do all this kind of stuff? I'm crazy, right? Has to be me for this particular thing. Because I've done the work. Right? As many of you do the work. This is tried and true. This is development, evolution in so many degrees. Right? It's real. Right? It's real shit. Real shit. Right? And so I'm here for you to help you find your formulas too. Right? Or just to contribute in the supportive kind of way, to have a place, a sacred space, to come and convey these kind of macros into micros. Right? So, Saturday mornings, it's not morning, I'm gonna be watching this in the fucking afternoon, it's like 2 hours, like whatever, either way, I freaking don't know. But I don't expect everyone to ever stay through from beginning to end or whatever, and nobody does, like, you know, and everybody comes in parts and pieces and all this kind of stuff or whatever. But I'm here. I'm taking notes. I'm supposed to be showing up. This is for me. Either way, and it contributes to a whole evolutionary energy. You see what I mean? And so, divine right timing, right? So, whatever. This could be nothing now, and 10 years later, it hits to those that it needed to hit for. You get what I'm saying? So chances are, like, you know, those that they say, oh, they're always not part of the, like, they should be a part of another generation, a generation that's not here yet, like, right? Like, those kind of people here, like, we've always been here, right? So, Miss Sunshine, okay? Sunlight, energy, courage, clarity, okay? A woman rises high into the sky. Her hair shines bright like the sun. Her skirt looks like a huge building. She comes from a darker place. Beneath her lies gloom and shadows. But her light is glowing. She is like the energy of life and the sun of the universe. She focuses her intentions on the positive and is able to gain clarity. She leaves the night and fears behind. Right, it's going through, right? So this time here of clearing away a lot of things that are happening in the navigate, it's coming from that envy, jealousy, hurt place, hate place. Right? It's even the victim getting to know the part of themselves that have become self-saboteurs, right? That have become victims, right? And stay in that state of victimhood, right? Of having to transmute envy, jealousy, hatred through traumas, right? No matter what side of the coin you face, right? I'm learning to now transmute the energies of envy, jealousy, hatred from others towards me without being hurt, infected, affected, triggered, right? When I learned of certain kind of things, right? I'm put into the ring here, right? To see the thing. And this time, take the role of Saturn, who's a disciplinarian, but from a rebel's perspective. Uranus. Right? Uranus energies with Saturn practicalities, finding the evolution, that trine energy, right? So it was interesting, like, even for me, when I was saying spiritual warfare is real, right? That was the last Sundays or the other Sundays or whatever and stuff. It's because I took on a new perspective of observer to the hits I was receiving. And instead of personalizing the hit that I was receiving, I was in the lab, learning, growing, evolving, finding my energy of solution to those hits. And I had to create this harmony within myself. And it's by addressing things that are shadowy, right? And going deep, right? Going deep. And you keep going deep until you're not stranded no more. If you're still stranded, you didn't go deep enough. Oh, sunny day, oh, sunny days. Your abracadabra, right? Start speaking your words of power more into existence, right? But with alchemy. That means Don't speak it what you don't mean it. Because you shitteth on your whole manifestation it with that kind of deception. Use your stagnation time as reflection, introspection time to stop wasting time, to now, instead of looking at the problem at hand, my dear friends, co-creating with your universe, your source, your spirit, your divine, whatever it is that you channel at this time or connect with in the divine. I like to call it the divine, right? Right? And what question, what abracadabra, right? Because it's knock and the door shall open. Ask and ye shall receive. So the asking part is the so abracadabra is the knock. Abracadabra. Right? They say abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. I don't know. I'm just like talking on whether I'm right or don't quote me on this abracadabra development, okay? But abracadabra, 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 3 times. Say things in 3s. Nikola Tesla, right? Nikola 369s, right? Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. So, insight, personal intuitive insight. Abracadabra number 1. Knock. Abracadabra number 2. Ask. Abracadabra number 3. Receive. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Right? So, you're clearing away for your better future, which is right now. And if you feel stuck in anything or stagnant, even in any kind of processing or just a way of thinking, right? See it. Now stop wasting your time with it. Put it inside the box. Put it inside the box. Right? That's your box. Right? Right? I don't know what I'm doing, but follow me. What the fudge tickles? Right? That's the circle inside your box, your center, right? So, you take whatever. So, these are stress, conditioning, people, external, environment, worry, you know, whatever, opinions, war, whatever. Right? And you have all these things in that box, right? That you're dealing with, right? So like we said, hate, envy, jealousy, in whichever shape or form it's going to be received, and whether you're the one giving it or feeling it or whatever, or you're receiving that kind of like energy from others, you still have to find the solution, okay? Which is in your center right here. Which is your center. I get I get backwards. Right? Okay, whatever. Right? So it's taking that, right? What's thrown at you inside the square, right? You have no control over that. But you have control of your center. So you gotta walk that labyrinth, right? That labyrinth to the center, right? Which is your truth. Because once you get there, see, you're not going to get there by being all outside. I mean, being in here dealing with all these different things inside the square, right? You're going to, the only way you're going to get to the truth is by inside that square, right? Inside that square, using the labyrinth and going in there and walking it. And in the square, everything stays the same, right? Because that's there. It's in the square. I'm seeing myself. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, whatever. It's only in the development of you choosing to not entertain what's inside, to walk the labyrinth of your own life, to get to the center there, that you're going to receive truth divine, right? But you have to do that, right? So you have to walk, right? That walk, right? And so take this opportunity to walk that walk. If you're experiencing certain kind of hiccups, energies around you that are beyond your control, that you can't stop, and, you know, distractions coming in, and, like, you know, I could be upset by all the amounts of distractions I had right now, like, you know, and not being able to record, or 3333, I just said 333, right? That I could have an attitude, I could be, like, radiating certain kind of things, and focus on, oh, but every time I want to do something, something always going to happen. Every time I plan something, it never works out. Every time this or that, or this or that. And if I only had this, if you're doing all of that, or anything like that, like, that's a wasteful energy, because it keeps you away from your solution. Right? And so, the challenge inside here is to walk your labyrinth of truth. Get to the truth of whatever's going on around you that is beyond your control. And then get to the bottom of the truth of you and how you feel about that. That's the challenge. Dealing with the feelings that you have about that particular person, place, or thing, or trigger. Even with me, if I am triggered in any kind of way by anybody, for whatever fucking reason, before I even say I don't like that person or anything like that or anything, I check my fucking self. What's happening here? Granted, some people are assholes. But even them, who triggered or triggers you, that's their role. That's their position. That's their evolution. That's your evolution. Showing you in a mirror the shadow of something that is alerting itself to you to be made known, to be made understood. I have people that wish me well and don't mean it. I am aware. Now, do they mean it? I could go deep into all of that kind of stuff. I just got a lot of information. Am I mad at them? No. Do I hate them? No. Am I hurt by their truthful energy that I pick up on? Because I know my truth. I know my evolutionary standpoint to understand that position for myself, to not take offense into that energy that people send my way, right? Have I always been that easy to release that? Fudge no. Fudge no. I remember my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Dick. I think this was before my mother died or after, because I don't know, because 5th grade is when my mom died. This moment in time that I'm having in my mind, I don't know if it was before or after my mother died. But I was crying. Crying. Because my feelings were hurt. Right? It had to be after my mother's death, because kids are fucking mean, okay? And I just kept crying. And she was such a sweetheart. I swear she could have. I wish I knew her sign. I would say water. I would say Pisces, strong Pisces. Either way, I'm even Scorpio. Anyways, she let me cry. And then I started, I just don't understand why people do these things. Because, and then this is when I started getting hysterical again. Because I would never do that to them. And her words is the first imprint in my mind that I remember of this being told to me, but it's not the last. Spirit shows itself in different forms, in different ways, all the time to remind you of your truth. Okay? She said, when you start to accept that everyone is like you, it'll be easier. It took me damn near all my life up until now to learn that shit. To like really let it solidify. Yes, you felt my emotions. That was not the first nor the last time I heard that same response in its own narrative by the person saying it. Pretty much the same fucking thing. It took an evolution of time and experience and spirit talk. Divinely led, guided, and protected I am. For that scenario to come full circle into my view of understanding. Understanding. That weight of a feeling that I didn't even realize I carried no longer exists. It's been transmuted successfully. Right? So now it's all about discernment. Seeing people as they are for what they are. Knowing my ability to read energy clearly. And no longer allowing people with great potential to fool me with their potential. because I always see the good in people and their greatest before I even see their faults. It's usually through the trauma that I learned the hard way that I can't escape their faults. Which is like many of us, right? It takes someone to really hurt, betray, or do something in some kind of way, treat us in some kind of way, after time and time again, for us to get it in our heads that that person is no good for us, right? Or that thing is no good for us. This went really, really long, and I didn't mean to, and you know, whatever the case may be, I don't even know if I'm gonna sit through this whole entire premiere myself, because I have to go, because I'm so late, so if anything, I'll leave. But either way, I did what I was supposed to do, and either way, hopefully, you know, whatever. So, right now we're just cultivating our own self-loving patience during these times, right? But there are certain shadow elements coming up to be cleared up and out, right? Right? As you continue to your self-loving you and doing what you need to do for you, you're using the energy towards your goals, right? Or you need to, depending on where you are, right? Whatever it is that you're doing. And allowing yourself to be guided by the divine, right? And you to act in authenticity to your whole entire system, which will truly activate your manifesting abilities, capabilities, to co-create successfully and abundantly with your universe. And I'm here to help you with that, even though I'm the babbler. So Spirit says it had to be me, because I am the babbler, and because this shit is not, people want a quick fix, that's why they gotta deal with my babbling. Because most people lack the discipline of learning. Everyone wants to get to the gist of it. Even me. Like, just gotta get to the point. I have the audacity to tell people to get to the fucking point. And I never get to the point. Get what I'm saying? So, like, there's lessons in all of the babbles. And it's a reward for those that receive it. Right? So, Saturn deals with our social conducts too, like, by the way. And since it's in Aquarius, right, it's the theme of it too is like building or finding equal coexistence, right? Finding equal coexistence with harmony, right? Like, right? So it's about change, and the two that are dominating or squaring off are at odds with one another. So you might be at odds with your environment and having to still clear away and move forward, or not, or be stuck, right? So my dear friend, here we go, right? My dear friend, we gotta go. I thank each and every one of you for joining me here. If you join me here, whether you join me here during the live or not during the live, or whatever the case may be, whenever you join, make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you would like to hear more about, what you would like for me to articulate on. Hit that notification bell, because then it'll alert you to whenever I do upload or or go live and stuff like that, and so that you don't miss a beat. Or you can watch it at your own time. And listen, like, there's always time for evolution. You can be taking your shit and listening to the video and then having to go on with your day, and then every time you take a crap or a pee or whatever the case may be, you can watch a little bit at a time. Like, it's what you cultivate and make of it for yourself, when you make of it for yourself, if you want it for yourself. If you don't, you don't. You know, a lot of people just try to, like, hang on and, like, fan, right? Because it's just taking the energy. Whatever the case may be, right? That's why I like the premiere aspect of it, because it allows me to deliver the information however it is that I'm going to deliver it without getting distracted from everything else live. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why. But the nighttime ones, I am actually live because it's different. It's acting. It's activation. It's yang energy. For the morning, because I'm delivering information, knowledge, like whatever the case may be, and however it comes out instead of channeling, it's just talks. So the morning is like the grueling. It's the classroom. It's like Sunday showing up to class. Like, this class is how long? We've all had those, right? Oh, well, I'm sorry, but not sorry. You want it? You gotta go to class. Y'all be sitting around listening, watching 3-hour shows that will fucking kill your subconscious, like with all these subliminals that'll have you acting out of pocket with yourself. But when it comes to evolution and learning for you, it's like the 3-hour tour on Gilligan's Island. Like, not my fucking problem. Like, okay. I don't like excuses. I don't make any, right? Even though we justify a lot of stuff or whatever, like, stop making excuses for the way things are, or be, just do what you need to do and don't justify. If you catch yourself justifying too, then why do you need to justify something? Like, where do you feel that you're not being received or something? You know what I mean? Like, I want to get back into that real, like, when I was, like, real, like, gangsta, and I was like, I don't explain myself. I don't explain myself. I do what I do. It's my prerogative. And I don't explain myself. Unless I want to. Right? So let's start explaining ourselves to ourselves first. Before the need to have to explain it elsewhere. Explain why you need to explain something to someone else. To yourself first. Is it worth it? Explain you to you first before you try to explain you to somebody else, or you, or your thoughts, or your opinions, or your justifications, or your reasons. First, you. Then choose for yourself if you want to include anyone in your shares and why. Right? My dear friend, lifelong friendships, dependability, solidarity. If you recall the card Journey, you may recognize a similar scene here with a woman riding a deer, but this time both the woman and the deer are much older. Time has passed and the two are still companions. They have seen many seasons together, many sunny joys and cold sorrows. Their wisdom has grown like the graceful antlers the woman holds for comfort. The deer supports her and she returns a loving touch to her dear friend. So that's it too, my friends, right? So like this, right? Dear friend, right? Like this, my dear friend, right? Dependability, solidarity. That's what you're building for yourself. And you're taking a cultivation of your whole entire experience, your journey, right? And you are now in a different space, of a place, of a mindset, mind, body, heart, and soul with you right now, right? Loving, giving back to yourself in a loving kind of way, right? And loving way is a truthful way. So that even that applies to things that are just not comfortable. So let's say you are not good right now, but you're selling it that you are. Stop selling it. That's where you're killing yourself. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not know. It's okay to be hermit. It's okay to reflect, introspect. It's okay to be raw and real. Right? You're going through an intense amount of emotions at this time, and you have lots to say. But do you really want to activate that emotional strain from your vocabulary? Right? No. So, okay, so let me now say the opposite then to fix it, right? Even though I'm feeling this kind of way, I'm going to, everything's like, I'm going to say everything's going to be all right. I could be going through shit, right? That's trying. And the last thing I'm going to say is everything's going to be all right. during my trying time. Because I don't feel that. But I will say, this too shall pass. All I know is this too shall pass. That's truth. That allowed me to express myself freely about my stuff without self-sabotaging my vocabulary with the energy of feeling that I'm feeling. Now, let's say I'm like that, and I say, everything's going to be all right when I'm going through it. What do you think? It doesn't matter what you say. It's what you energize in every kind of way. Learn to STFU, right? During any emotionally charged, triggered time until you learn to alchemize and speak in full alignment and alchemy that is you, authentic and true, right? Mastering your language first above anything else before you speak life or death into your situation, right? So, or psyching yourself out with stuff. It's like half stepping. It's like doing some of the work superficially. But the nitty gritty, getting down into getting dirty, getting your hands, feet dirty, like getting dirty. Nah, I did my nails today. Oh, but these are new shoes. Yeah, but I look so cute. Listen, I could be a hot mess. This is where I am so in love with myself. Hot mess. But I know I'll show up. I'll be glamorous, glorious, and oh, so sexy, feeling great, curly and swirly. Believe me, I do. We all do, right? We all show up too when we want to, right? But if you want the true peace within, you gotta get dirty. Andromeda, right? So you're always reaching for the wisdom inside of these planet lessons. So we're conditioned to see the challenge for what it is, the square. But remember, there's a flip side to every coin. So instead of seeing just the square, okay, what's the solution to that square? Right? Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Okay? So how we socially conduct ourselves is what's cultivating here. While working through tough waters that Saturn and Uranus are trying to evolve out of that square, right? Well, it's what you make of it, right? Uranus and Saturn are presenting to you one side of a coin, and you're seeing out of the side of the coin that you're on. Mind you, Saturn and Uranus are whole. They're a macro, and we're experiencing them in micro parts based off of whatever we resonate with at the time. And so it's a matter of what you choose to see it as. Right? I don't want to get more into the cards because then I'm going to go, but I do want to pull a rune card before going. So I work with a lot with runes. I see them. It's how I got drawn to runes. I used to draw them as a kid, and I didn't understand that as an adult later until I started seeing runes in smoke. Yeah, trippy. Like, one of the things that I want to get to eventually is talking about the distinguishing between mind eyesight and physical eyesight, to things that are beyond the veil of whatever, right? So it's learning to know what I see with my mind's eye and also my physical eyes. So with my physical eyes, I was seeing smoke that would go into these rune symbols that I didn't know had meaning until one day I drew the rune down that I was seeing. Said, hey, let me check this out. Did my research, and it took a while. Because try explaining in words on Google what it is that you see that you have never seen before. So I went through a lot of symbols and images to find what I found before finding what I found before knowing the proper language of words and stuff like that. Like, so it's interesting. But I want to pull some runes. Right? I saw these. All right, so these two are popping up at me because this is the one that I was going to say. This is Iwas, right? Iwas. It's about movement. It's the horse rune, right? The keywords for this is travel, journey, trust, ally, progress, transportation, right? It's the 19th rune. Its letter is E, right? The workings that it has is with shamanic journeys, moving ahead, mindful progress, building harmony, okay? So the horse, we know the horse works, right? The horse is the rider. Key phrases: intentional forward movement, balance between rider and mount. Okay, travel between physical and spiritual realms, a trusted ally steed. Okay, so right. So when Ewas, like the reversal or the like, because again, this is wholeness, right? So it's positive light and stuff like that. But if it's not upright, let's say, right, and it's like this, right? Let's say, right, W. This is still Iwas, but it's reversed, right? So it's about moving backwards, right? It's like backsliding, right? It's stalled energy. It's falling off your horse, right? It's wasted energy, right? So this actually kind of is, it falls into place about wasting time and all this kind of stuff that we were talking, right? Because the theme is movement here, right? So we're going to hold this up like upright, right? So now the next one that we got, this is Awas. I don't know, but it's the 13th rune, right? 9, 10, 3, 4. So 19th rune, it's the 13th rune, 4. 4 is about stability, right? So theme, Utri. Keywords, defense and enlightenment, protection, divination, spiritual wisdom, right? It works with protection and self-defense. Sinking ancient wisdom, vision questing, developing inner strength, right? That's what we're doing here. So these two paired together, right? In movement, right? You are divinely led, right? Enlightened, right? Receiving spiritual wisdom, right? The wisdoms of the ancients, physical death and spiritual rebirth. So there's a rebirth process happening here, right? Transcending this physical plane, enlightened creativity, connection to past lives, communication with ancestors, spiritual strength, right? So its letter 2 is I and EI together, right? So Awas and Iwas. Right? So it's it was 19, which is 10, which is 1, right? So it's 1 and 4, right? So it's about the stability of us, our own stability within our own foundations. Our stability within our own foundations, like coming up strong here today, right? And what we're doing about it, right? Clearing away, moving forward, right? For the better of our future, and certain things coming up now in this square development, right? That is not easy to deal with. Don't brush it under the carpet and don't ignore it either. Swim in it. Feel it out, right? Because there are certain things that have to be transmuted in regards to envy, jealousy, hatred, or fear of failure. Right here, right? Right? Soul Hilo, right? Wholeness, right? Soul Hilo. It's the 16th rune. Soul Hilo, wholeness. Empowerment, energy, well-being, life force, victory, guiding light. Achieving success, increasing spiritual will, right? ESP, evolving our spiritual practices, right? Celebration of life, health and abundance. Open yourself to the power, right? Sunshine is on your path. All is well and enjoy life. Dancing in the light. Bask in the warmth of the sun. The gods are smiling on you. The season of growth. Energy at its maximum strength. Right? So Sohilo is empowerment energy, which you all have around you. Either way, okay. So you have a position, a newfound position within your role that you have right now. right, as a leader in your own life, co-creating with your universe, right? There are certain energies that are here, right, that are being squared. They affect us all in different ways. Each of us differently. Whatever. Right? Wunjo, joy, attunement, coexist, peace, winning, success, laughter. It brings about success. It increases joy, bonds and friendships creating harmony. Things are going well, joy and happiness are present. Harmonious relationships, positive flowing energy. Okay? Wunjo. It's W and V, and it's the eighth room. The eighth room. Eight is about cultivating. Is like right before completion. Right? So this is the energy that's being brought in. Don't get stuck in lack of harmony, going against the flow, lacking joy and contentment, difficult circumstances. So we were talking about the energies of these emotions that are in the square between Uranus and Saturn at this time, right? That are influencing our environment and bringing certain things to the surface, or can bring certain things to the surface, right? Don't get stuck. Don't waste time in the mental plane or in the role that you have played in your conditioning up until this point, right? Instead, you are taking this abracadabra, 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 right? Knock, the door shall open. Ask, and you shall receive. That kind of depiction here to further enlighten your growth, your evolution, to further expand your evolve, right? With wisdom and helping you to achieve greater accomplishment with yourself by achieving inner peace too, always, right? Like, don't fake the inner peace. You can't be faked. You can fake the funk all you like. Energy is energy. I read energy real motherfucker quick. The mofos pretending to be happy here in front of me, and I'm just like, whoa, right? You don't need to pretend, right? Don't pretend, because you're gonna bring more fake ass energies around you to develop in your own experience, because you're faking jacks, right? Or just dealing with this uncomfortable things, right? Stay in your lane doing these things, but why are you doing what you're doing? Is it a competition? Is it self-fulfilling? Is it spiritual? Like, what is the energy cause behind your drive at this moment in time, right? And how do others affect your energy fields by their energy intermingling with yours, right? Because there's going to be deeper truths that come up from that leveling of insight, right, that happen for you, that are going to gift you the evolution needed for you to bring about that peace that is part of your gift into energetic creation for us all. All right, either way, thank you so much. Whether there'll be a class tonight or not, I will let everybody know. Either way, thank you so much. I shut up, and I'm gonna upload this now, and I am like so far behind schedule. I think each and every one of you here watching in parts, if you have to, if there's stuff that I left out and that you want me, that is like a cliffhanger, like, wait, you never finished saying this, please, I'm here. Or even if you come at a later time after the premiere, comments, hello, your participation is part of this developing classroom dynamics, okay? I don't like to even say classroom because I'm a student too. I'm here showing up, right? Like, I used to, like, you know, when you had a substitute teacher and you pretend to be the teacher until the substitute teacher arrives? Right? Okay, so yeah. Alright, yeah, so make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Say hi. Tune in to next week. It won't be this long. I didn't expect it to be this long. I will update. Just follow along and I will let you know what's going on. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.